Winter winds howled and blew across the ruins that used to be Warfang. Dragons from all over had gathered to rebuild Warfang. But that wasn't the only reason. Valentine's Day was coming. Every Valentine's Day, Warfang held a Valentine's Day festival. It was like every other Valentine's Day party. Heart-shaped balloons and red and pink ribbons decorated the city. Heart candies and red and pink lemonade was handed out. Dresses, flowers, and other fancy clothing was on sale, and every dragon looked for a date for the dance on the official day of Valentine's Day. And the fact that Warfang had recently been destroyed by a natural disaster wasn't going to stop the dragons. So now that the party had to be scheduled and that the city had been rebuilt made every dragon very busy. When dragons had a break, they were either looking for dates or preparing themselves for the party. Cinder sighed as Ember sprayed bright pink spray paint on her. "Oh, lighten up, Cinder. It's festive. And it will provide more camouflage from you-know-who. In all this red and pink decorations, you stick out worse than a green leaf in a pile of snow," Ember pointed out. Cinder nodded in agreement. Cinder and Ember would never forget the summer where Flame and Spyro had been put under a series of spells that made them go crazy on Cinder and Ember. Ever since then, they refused to go near Spyro and Flame. "There, you're officially pink. For now. Now paint me," Ember said. Ember was a pink dragoness. Even though her color was good camouflage, she would be found by Spyro or Flame easily, since she was the only pink dragoness ever known. So Ember selected her fake color to be dark red. Once they were both painted, they went back to their jobs to plan the party. Meanwhile, a trumpet hollered a call. "Come on, Spyro," Flame called. Spyro followed Flame to the amphitheater. Lots of other teen dragons were gathered by the amphitheater too. Ignitus stood on the stage and called for silence. "Young dragons, the Valentine's Day festival is coming soon. There are some things that you should be told about," Ignitus said. There were a lot of "oh no's" and groans from the audience. "Every year, teen dragons try to ask each other to go to the dance. There is a lot of broken hearts in the end. Most teen dragons either reject them, spill lemonade on them, are interested in someone else, or just plain walks away. If you are not interested in that dragon, at least reject them politely to avoid broken hearts. Also, do not chase dragons that have already rejected you. That will not change their minds and will only waste yours and the dragon's time. Dismissed," Ignitus announced. Spyro and Flame flew back to the ruined city hall nearby. "That reminds me, where is Cinder and Ember?" Flame wondered. "Well," Spyro spotted two dragonesses, one bright pink, the other dark red. Their markings reminded Spyro of Cinder and Ember. "Flame, don't those dragons over there remind you of Cinder and Ember?" Spyro whispered. Flame's eyes looked at the two dragons, then a water pump nearby, then a black spot on the pink dragon's foot. "I have an idea," Flame said. Spyro and Flame crept up on the water pump, and Flame put his paw on the water pump. When they came close, Spyro and Flame turned on the water pump. The dragonesses were splashed by the water, and they screeched with surprise. The colors of their skin melted and revealed their true colors, black and pink. It was Cinder and Ember. Ember and Cinder stared at Spyro and Flame in shock and surprise, too stunned to move. Then they flew away at top speed. "After them," Spyro said, and Spyro and Flame flew after them and left the water pump running. Cinder and Ember hid behind a tree. Cinder looked at Ember. "Why do we hide from them? We like them, they like us. It just ruins our group." Ember then turned. "I just can't get over that potion thing," Cinder sighed. "Well, it's not their fault." Spyro found them. Cinder went near Spyro, and the couple took off, leaving Ember all alone. Flame, on the other hand, was still thinking. While he was thinking, he spotted Ember. "Oh man, should I talk to her, I wonder?" While flying, a conversation started between Cinder and Spyro. "Are you still troubled by what happened last time?" Spyro asked. "I think," Cinder replied. "Don't be. It troubles me seeing you that way." "Aw, thanks. I'll get over it. And Ember too, I guess," Cinder said with a smile. Even a minute after the conversation, Flame still can't make up his mind. He was circling around a tree a few times already. "Man, I have to talk to her," he suddenly declared to himself. But when he looked back in where Ember was, she wasn't there. "Drat! I knew I should have talked to her. Now I have to look for her again," said Flame in a very frustrated voice. After a long search, Flame finally found Ember. But when they saw each other, they hid behind a tree, which just happens that Ember was on the other side of the tree where Flame was. So, in an attempt to run away, they bumped into each other. "Ouch! Ugh!" Flame said. "Uh-oh," said Ember. "Why do you run away?" "Leave me alone," Ember replied. "Why would I? Do you have any reason to stay away?" Flame responded. Ember quickly replies, "It's just that I still can't get out of my head what happened before. I try to forget it, but it still stays with me. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about that, Flame said to Ember while trying to comfort her. Back to Cinder and Spyro, Cinder suddenly became worried because Flame and Ember was nowhere in sight. Where are they? We've been looking for them for a long time already, Cinder asked Spyro. They're alright, I'm sure. Maybe they went looking for something. Or they're talking about things too. They'll be okay. Are you really sure? Yep. Maybe they want some time alone. Leave them alone for a while. We have stuff to do too. Yeah, I guess so. No wonder I liked you, Cinder said to Spyro. Come on, let's go, Spyro replied. Why can't you just forget about it? Flame said. I just can't. Ember sighed and walked away. Flame stood in Ember's way. Ember, what happened was the potion's effect, not mine, Flame said, annoyance in his voice. I keep telling myself that. I just need some time alone, okay, Flame? Ember said, the same annoyance in her tone, and tried to walk away once more. This time, Flame tackled Ember. Tell me, Ember, what's wrong? Flame snapped. Ember glared at Flame in fury. I don't like you, okay? She screamed. Flame felt his heart freeze as he let Ember go. Flame, I always knew that I wouldn't be interested in dating you. You're always so overprotective of me, and you threaten every boy dragon that stares at me. You treat me like I can't protect myself and that I can't make my own decisions. The truth is, I had gotten over the potion thing a long time ago, and I just want to be free to live my own life, Ember explained gently and walked away. And Flame didn't stop her this time. Flame couldn't believe what he'd just heard. Why would she not like me? She only ever liked Spyro, and he... Flame stopped thinking as the answer hit him. Of course, she wants to go to the dance with Spyro. Flame's sadness turned to rage. A sinister plot brewed in Flame's mind as he flew away. Flame landed in the food market. Lots of dragons were there to help rebuild. Flame looked around at the fruit section and found Spyro fixing a hole in the roof of a tall building. Perfect, Flame thought as he flew right behind Spyro and pushed him down the hole. Ah! Spyro screamed, and Spyro landed on the floor with a loud thud. The sound echoed across the food market. All the dragons stopped and looked up at the roof to see what was going on. Flame slipped down the hole so nobody would see him. He hovered so he landed gently on the floor and crept up to Spyro. Spyro lay on the ground, limp. Flame smiled evilly. She's mine now. You are dead, Flame whispered. All of a sudden, an earth bomb hit Flame, and he was sent flying backwards. He slammed into the wall and groaned. Spyro stood up and growled fiercely. Flame, what are you doing? Spyro snarled. How did you? Flame stammered. It was a very high fall. No one would have survived a fall like that. Then Flame spied the thick plants Spyro stood over. He had used an earth spell to save himself. What are you doing? Spyro repeated his question. Ember wanted to go to the dance with you, but she can't if you're dead. Flame admitted his plot confidently. I am already going with Cinder. I'm not going to fight you for a girl, especially a one I don't want, Spyro said. Flame screeched and lunged at Spyro. Spyro ducked out of the way, and Flame smashed into the wall again. Like I said, I'm not going to fight you, Spyro said, and flew toward the roof. Flame lunged at Spyro once more, but Spyro was ready. He ogged out of the way. Flame twisted around and bit down on Spyro's shoulder. Spyro smacked Flame on the head and clawed his face. Flame's blood squirted into his eye, and he was blinded. Flame screamed in rage and activated Fury. The building exploded, and Spyro landed in the vegetable cart. Spyro! Ember squeaked in surprise and ran toward the cart. Oh no you don't, Flame said and pounced on Ember. You're mine. Get off of her, Cinder said and bit Flame on the wing. Ah! Flame let go of Ember and Cinder tackled Flame. No, Ember's mine, Flame growled. Is that what this is about? You idiot, don't you know that Ember already has a date? She growled and got off of him for her to see, but still held down with a paw. A green teen dragon ran up to Ember and wrapped his wing around her. Ember greeted the dragon with a kiss. So, Ember was really never going to the dance with Spyro? What have I become? Flame thought in horror. He pushed Cinder off of him and flew into the skies. Cinder ran toward Ember and her date. Thanks, Vine, for playing that act. It was the only way Flame would stop, Cinder said. No problem. Vine grunted and flew back toward the candy section, where everything had been turned into black powder. Cinder and Ember went over to the vegetable cart, where Spyro was still laying there. Are you okay? Ember asked. I'm fine. Just had a few scratches, Spyro said and stood up. He had a huge scar on his wing in the shape of a lightning bolt that was bleeding. Cinder and Ember gasped. You need to go see a doctor. We'll help you, Cinder said. So Cinder got on one side and Ember on the other, and they supported Spyro as he limped along. Flame looked down on the wreckage from the sky. I won't give up on Ember. I'll look for her tonight, Flame thought as he flew away. As Cinder, Ember, and Spyro were walking, a conversation started. Ember, Flame tried to kill me for you, Spyro started. I know. He's so overprotective of me, Ember replied. Spyro, just wait for him to calm down, Cinder said. I know, but Cinder, I'm worried about you. What do you mean? Cinder and Ember said together. I mean that I'm afraid that Flame will try to take you away, Cinder, to make me miserable, Spyro said. Well, that would make sense, Ember said. Cinder, keep your distance from Flame, okay? Spyro pleaded. For your sake. Meanwhile, Flame is flying and tried to think of a way to get Ember to like him, or make her not like Vine or Spyro, or even make Spyro depressed so he wouldn't talk to Ember. Maybe I could look like Spyro and take the real Spyro to a remote location and kill him. Maybe put a spell under Vine and Spyro to make them not like Ember. Or maybe to make him miserable, take Cinder away. Yes, that would make Ember jealous. But how? I know. I'll slip some of that spell that was used on me and Spyro in some of the Valentine's punch. Give it to Cinder and boom, she will be mine. At the Valentine's dance, Spyro and Cinder are at the hospital. Flame walks in with 2 drinks. Spyro, I'm so sorry that I hurt you like that. I bought you and Cinder some punch. Flame fibed. Thank you, Flame, said Spyro, who thought he was telling the truth. Thanks, Cinder said quickly, taking the punch that was being held out to her. All of a sudden, Cinder was all over Flame. It worked! Yes! Now Spyro will be all alone. Then Cinder and Flame left to go to the Valentine's Day dance. Once there, he started a dance. Vine secretly had a crush on Cinder, so when he saw her dancing with Flame, he was outraged. And he knew that Cinder and Spyro were coming together. Vine tapped Ember and pointed where Flame and Cinder were dancing. Ember was as shocked as Vine was. Ember and Vine walked over to Cinder and Flame. Hi, Cinder. What are you doing? Asked Ember. Just dancing with the dragon of my dreams, Cinder replied. Flame, can I talk to you for a minute? Alone? Asked Vine. Cinder, dear, will you stay here? Flame asked Cinder, passionately. Of course, Cinder said dreamily. Vine and Flame walked over into an empty hallway. Listen, Flame, whatever you did to Cinder will wear off eventually. So I'm watching you, said Vine demandingly. What are you talking about? Cinder loves me now. Is there a problem? Flame said sarcastically. Then he walked away. Out of rage, Vine lunged at Flame's right side. Flame went rolling across the floor. Vine and Flame made a fighting cloud. Meanwhile, Ember was trying to get Cinder to snap out of it. Cinder, remember, you like Spyro, not Flame. This was always the reply. No, I like Flame, not Spyro, you silly. Vine pinned Flame against the wall and bashed his head against the wall. What did you do to Cinder? Vine screamed. I put love potion in the punch. Flame sighed before passing out. What's going on here? Ignitus showed up with a blue dragoness. So Vine and Ember explained everything that happened. Then Cinder came out of the dance room. What did you do to my love? Cinder demanded once she saw the passed out Flame. See? Vine and Ember said at the same time. Oh dear. Ignitus sighed and walked away from the dance room. He led the 2 dragons to a small dusty room with lots of books on the shelves. He picked one book out and opened it to the page titled Love Potion. In order to break the spell, we must make Cinder drink a little of Spyro's blood. But the problem is we have to use a knife to get the blood, Ignitus said. So? Ember said. He might not stop bleeding. He could die if we tried it, Ignitus said. Ember and Vine exchanged worried glances. And that's why Love Potion must be banned, and we must dispose of Flame. He went too far, and shall now be known as a threat. We have to take him far away from here. So far he will never find his way back. And if he does, then we must kill him, Ignitus said. Okay, let's go, Ember said, and they raced out of the room. Vine, Ember, and Cinder entered Spyro's hospital room. Hey guys, how's it going? Spyro said cheerfully. Ember nervously approached Spyro and stabbed him gently with a knife. Vine held a cup under the wound to collect the blood. What are you doing? Spyro screeched in pain and tried to jolt away. So Vine and Ember explained once more about what happened. Once they were done explaining what happened, the cup was full. Okay, Cinder, drink this, Vine commanded. Cindy hesitated since she was under a spell and didn't know what was going on. Then she slowly took the cup and drank it. Once she did, her scales glowed normally and her eyes shone the way they always did. Cinder was herself again. but she must have remembered what happened.
Oh, Spyro, I'm so sorry,
Cinder said, and walked over to Spyro. It's okay. It wasn't your fault, Spyro whispered, and tried to kiss Cinder, but winced in pain. The knife wound was growing and bleeding even more. He escaped! Someone exclaimed in the hallway, and Flame entered. Cinder, shall we go back to the dance? He said romantically.
No way. I'm not letting anyone use me like that again,
Cinder said, and wrapped her wings around Spyro. Everyone looked at Flame in disgust. Flame looked confused until he figured out what happened. You will all pay! No one gets in between me and Ember, Flame said, and wrapped his wings around Ember and wouldn't let go.
Not in my books, Flame. You are done,
Ember growled and lifted a blue crystal and breathed fire on it. The crystal glowed and expanded, freezing Ember and Flame. What's happening? He screeched.
Get out of here, or you'll get frozen too,
Ember warned. So Cinder helped Spyro out of the room with Vine close behind.
Quick, get out, Ember,
Cinder said.
It's too late. I already know my fate.
Ember's words echoed as the crystal froze the room, along with Flame and Ember. That looks like the crystal me and Cinder were trapped in, Spyro said in confusion. Except it's blue, which means it can't be broken after 30 seconds of transformation, Vine said solemnly. You mean Ember's trapped in there? Spyro said slowly. Not unless we act now. If we try to dig her out and fail, we'll be trapped in there forever. But that's a risk I'm willing to take, Vine said, and stepped toward the blue crystal.
But Vine, what if you get trapped in there for all eternity?
Cinder warned. I will take that chance, and if I do get frozen, at least I'll be with the one I truly love, Vine said, and started to dig. The crystal glowed as bright as the sun and cracked. Then it broke, and Vine and Ember were out, and Flame still frozen. Ember coughed and looked up at Vine.
Vine, you did all of that for me?
Ember said in shock. Of course, you're the love of my life. The bright stars in the sky, Vine replied.
I never would have guessed the one who pretended to love me actually loved me,
Ember whispered, and wrapped her wings around Vine and kissed him. The crystal glowed blue light around Vine and Ember until it whined softly and the crystal turned black.
Now that the crystal has completed its transformation, Flame will be frozen in there forever,
Ember said, peace and relief in her eyes.
Well, we should get back to the dance,
Spyro said. His wound was now completely gone and looked as strong as ever. Not for us. I am going to show Ember someplace special, Vine said. The night was peaceful, and the crickets sound their song loud and clear.
So what did you want to show me?
Ember wondered. That, Vine said, and pointed with his tail. Ember gasped. Ahead of them was a pond, so clear it reflected the moon so the water was reflected in the moonlight.
It's beautiful,
Ember breathed. So Vine and Ember sat on the hilltop, gazing into the pond.
I love you,
Ember whispered, and the breeze carried Ember's voice and echoed across the empty land. The end.